Hey there, welcome to the UkeStuff channel and welcome to this full UkeGuide review of this instrument. This is the Tom Solid Mahogany Top, Laminate Mahogany Back and Sides Concert Ukulele. These were on sale at Amazon in early 2022 and at an incredible price. And I bought one of these, and I also bought a sort of a darkened version of this too, which I'll review separately down the road. This review is going to be all about this ukulele. So what we're going to do is first of all talk about subjective issues that I talk about with every ukulele, then go over the specifications, and then finally I'll summarize it and give it a UkeGuide rating. Now, if you don't want to watch the whole video or you just want to watch parts of the videos, remember you can use the slider below or the list of chapters to jump to things that matter to you. And if you don't want to listen to me talk about it, you can always go to ukeguide.info, which is a shortcut to ukestuff.info, my main website, where you can actually just pull down a single page summary of this document. And if you want to support the work here, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can subscribe to the channel. That's always appreciated. Second, you can like the video. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thanks at buymeacoffee.com/ukestuff. In regard to cost, I don't know how much these were originally, but these were selling for $27 and ended up shipping for under $30, including tax. And that is amazing for a playable ukulele. It's breathtaking for a solid top ukulele, and it is solid top. I can see it in the grain. It's not just the company saying it's a solid top. It is a solid top, and it's an attractive solid top. Look at that. It's really nice looking. So that is what you got for $30. But let's talk about value. Value is off the charts. Probably the most best value that I've ever played as a player. Now, doesn't mean the best ukulele. It's not a bad ukulele, as we'll talk about, but not the best ukulele, but certainly the best value I think I've ever seen of an instrument. So you get a pretty decent gig bag that has the Tom logo on the inside, and it even has on the inside here like a strap to hold it in, which is a really nice thought. It does not have a bumper on the bottom, which I generally like, but it does have the hanger here. That is so crucial. Every bag maker needs to add one of those there, because then, you know, anything, you can hang your ukulele up on the wall like that. If you have to use a restroom somewhere, there's always a hook on a restroom stall or whatever that you need to use. It's just very beneficial, and a very, very decent large pocket with the Tom logo in sort of a separate sort of like plasticky, leathery thing on the top. It's really a nice, attractive bag, and a C to let you know that it's a concert. That's also kind of nice. You could have your ukuleles in a row and know which one that was. Though the sides would give it away, but nonetheless, it's nice, right? Backpack straps are lightly padded, handle lightly padded, really decent gig bag. Then you get a kit that has like so many things. You get a tuner that, and some people were complaining about the direction of the face of the tuner, and I haven't even taken out of the box to look at it yet, but apparently the tuner is up and down or something when it looks weird, but hey, it's a tuner, right? And all these tuners generally work close enough to get you going, and if not, you can always download an app. Here's one of the negatives. You get a guitar cable with it. Why do they include a guitar cable? They got everything else figured out so well. I don't know. Then another negative, you end up with a neck strap that's got a clip on it. Now it's a pretty nice clip neck strap holder. It has this little metal clip with a little piece of plastic on it. Maybe that's not the greatest. And it's got the Tom logo. You could actually probably work this and change it to like become a lanyard if you work in a place that has a lanyard and you wanted the Tom logo. So I mean, so that's nice that they include it, but here's the deal. I'm not a fan of those in general, but you get the strap buttons with it. So why not include a strap that has that? You get a set of extra sort of Aquila Super Nylgut-like strings, not the clear strings that come with it. The website on Amazon listing says that it's the Dario clear nylon. You get a cleaning cloth, and then you get a bunch of other just like handouts. Like you get a, let's see if I can open this here. You get some kind of, I think it's a warranty card, but you don't know what it says because it's all in Chinese. There is an instruction booklet in English and Chinese, just showing how to like change strings, some basic chords. I think I already talked about the white cloth, and then they also include an ukulele learning book. And again, not a bad deal, but a lot of it is in Chinese, which is not going to help you a whole lot if you don't speak Mandarin Chinese. So it's nice that it's included. I don't know why it has English on the cover when the rest of it is generally not in English at all. And people were rating this instrument poorly because the materials were in Chinese. You're buying a really decent ukulele at a really low price, even if it's at its normal price. I'm going to guess maybe $65, $75, right? Maybe that was its normal price. With a really decent kit, decent gig bag, and people are rating an instrument low because it comes with free materials that are in Chinese. I don't understand people sometimes. So anyway, for me, the negatives are that the fact that it's a neck strap there versus a strap that can use the buttons, and then of course the guitar cable. Those are the two weird parts. But again, they're included for free, and if you don't want to use them, you just don't use them. So value off the charts, best I've seen. The build quality, it is really well put together, or put together well, I should say. It's attractive. They did a nice job. I mean, the materials are overall nicely matched. Really no complaints with any of that. Somehow I've got a little mark right there on the heel, but you know, it's more than fine. I really am liking the fretboard and the bridge. The colors look nice. And we'll get to appearance in a second, but it's really well put together. Some people complain about sharp fret ends. That can happen with any ukulele. These are not sharp, so that's fine. And yeah, so really the exterior build is very good. How about the interior? Let's go take a look. All right, let's take a look at the inside of this ukulele here. All right, going down, there you can see the back brace there. And another back brace. There you can see the interior build. Has a fan brace. There's your bridge plate. There's your kerfing on the top, kerfing on the bottom. It's really clean. Really nice clean build. There is your tail block. Yeah, overall, really nicely done. Let's take a look at the upper bout. All right, I'll see how much we can see here. Again, there's not a lot of space to work, but in the upper bout, but there's your notch kerfing. There's your neck block. There's more of your notch kerfing. There's your horizontal brace. And there it is. And there's your serial number, I would guess. As you look through, a little bit of glue mess, but very, very, very little. It's very clean. One other thing that I wanted to look at before we go really quickly is just the solid top. And you can see that it is a solid top all the way through. It looks different than the laminate down here that's on the sides. So there's your solid top. Maybe there's a little bit too much glue on that bridge plate, but just wanted you to see that solid mahogany top from the other side. Sometimes you can see quality of wood, and just worth looking at that too. All right, and that is our quick look at the inside of the Tom TUC-A1 concert ukulele. All right, so build quality overall, thumbs up on this one. Very nicely done. The appearance, it's plain, but I like the things that they've done with it for the most part. Now, it does have an etched rosette that tends to be sort of a bolder rosette rather than something with like flowers or something more delicate, and that does appeal to me. The headstock, number one, it's sort of like a Canalea headstock, but what gets to me is sort of the T. I don't mind the T, but I think they've got a pretty decent, just that Tom logo I think would look good up there, or a smaller T. The T is almost too large. Again, am I going to complain about that for a $30 ukulele or even a $60 ukulele? I don't think so. But as the company continues to make ukuleles, they may want to consider either using their other logo there or just a smaller version of that. But other than that, that's it. I mean, appearance, it's very plain, but it's also very attractive. You've got the nice grain pattern on that solid top. The laminate looks just fine. Laminate might be a little, you know, standard or substandard, not in terms of like quality, but just in terms of like striping and so forth. But you know what? Again, it's more than functional. And what do you see when you're playing? It's the top, and it looks nice. It looks nice. It's a very attractive ukulele. Now, in terms of availability, if you want one of these right now, as this review is being recorded, you can't buy one. You might be able to find one used, and I guarantee you people will be charging more than $30 to buy these because the package is worth more than that. I think the gig bag by itself would be close to that. So, yeah, unfortunately, you can't get them as this video is being recorded, but perhaps they will come back in stock sometime and be available for that $70, $80 or less range, down to $65. That's the hope. In terms of playability, it's a imported ukulele from China, so that means a few things. 35mm nut, narrow string spacing, thick C-shaped neck. There is a little bit of a flatter profile right at the nut, so that makes it a little bit more comfortable to play. But in general, it's a pretty standard 35mm nut import ukulele from China. You wish that it had a little bit more of a narrow neck and maybe a little bit wider of a nut and neck, just a little bit. 36mm would be just really nice with a little bit wider string spacing. But other than that, it's it's very much like any other import that you would pull off. So the build is okay. It's fine. It is what it is. It's very playable. It's just if you have giant hands, you're not gonna like it. Now, in terms of sound quality, I like it a lot. But remember, I like bright sounding ukuleles. There are people out there who like darker sounding ukuleles. I like bright sounding ukuleles. So the strings help here, but it's very, very bright. It's clear. There's sustain on the lower end. And it's a pleasing sound. Does it sound like a solid wood instrument, like completely solid wood? No. But I think it is better than many laminates out there. And it is, again, a bright sound that I really like. The volume is fine, but it doesn't really pop at you. So maybe that is its most lacking quality, is that it's not a super loud ukulele. But if you had one of these, you'd hear yourself playing in a group, or you'd definitely be fine playing this and having a group singing along with you. It's not a super complex tone, but it's bright and it's clear and there's sustain. I'm actually hearing the sustain more on that note, which is an E. The E is really sustaining nicely. And also that low C is really hanging on for quite a while. Now, one of the things I do in these videos is I let you see what I'm hearing by using the app Tonal Energy Tuner. I play the C chord on a GCA instrument into the app, and I let you see what I'm hearing with the sustain and so forth. So as we look at that, yeah, you can see that it has a little bit of sustain. It's not the most sustaining instrument that I've ever reviewed, but it's got sustain. It's got the brightness that I like. I like it a lot. So I do like the sound of this one. All right, now that we've talked about the subjective categories, let's get into the specifications. It is a concert ukulele, and the scale length is exactly 15 inches from nut to saddle. It has 18 frets with 14 to the body, and it does have side position markers. That's really nice. The body style is a double bout. Soundboard is solid mahogany. Back and sides are laminate mahogany. The fretboard is rosewood. Nice dark rosewood too, by the way. At least staying that way. And then the bridge is also rosewood. It's a tie bar bridge, and the fretboard is not radiused as you would guess. The nut and saddle are bone on this one, and it is not a compensated saddle. The finish is sort of a flat satin finish. The overall length is 23.75 inches from the top of the sort of Kanalea-like headstock to the bottom of the ukulele, not counting the strap button, and it weighs 1 pound, 0.3 ounces, so it's very nice and light. It has open geared black tuners, which I think look really nice, that black and gold. They work just fine. The action at the first fret is lower than 0.5 millimeters, and the action at the 12th fret is 2.25 millimeters, so it's really easy to play as well in terms of playability. I forgot to mention that earlier in the video. The nut width is 35.04 millimeters, so right on spec for 35 millimeters, and the spacing between the strings at the first fret is 8.75 millimeters between each string, which is only 28.85 G to A. So again, it's narrow string spacing. If you have big hands, you're not going to like it. Now, the other thing I do measure is the depth of the neck at the third fret, going from the top of the strings to the bottom of the neck. This is just an arbitrary place to start measuring it. And it is 22 millimeters, which is on the high end. It does seem to narrow down the neck a little bit as you move towards the nut. But other than that, it is a thick C-shaped neck for, again, another standard sort of design of an import ukulele from China, following sort of that 35 millimeter nut spec that you see in the marketplace. All right, now that we have looked at the subjective categories and the specifications, let's summarize the instrument. I have no idea why these were under $30 when they were being sold. Maybe the company was just trying to launch itself. Maybe they had extra surplus and they just had to get rid of it and were having to pay Amazon storage fees. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that I am disappointed that I didn't buy a bunch of these. I should have bought 10, 20 of these and either sold them myself down the road or given them away as gifts. It was a bad decision not to do that. I did buy 2 different versions of this, which were both at about the same price point over a period of a month or so in January of 2022. But I should have bought a bunch of them. That was a mistake. So every now and then in life you go, oh, I missed the boat on that one, and I should have. I should have bought as many of these as I could have possibly afforded at the time. Even if these were $65, they're a great value because you get a solid top. They're wonderful ukuleles with a decent kit. Now, the kit does have some weird parts again. It has a neck strap with a clip, which is awkward because it does have strap buttons, and it comes with a guitar cable. But just the ukulele by itself, plus the gig bag, are worth every penny of $65 or more. So realistically, even at $65, it's a good deal. The sound is bright and clear. I think I need to tune it again. It's attractive to me. I like it. And again, it has that solid top, which is a nice feature. However, if you buy one of these, and you live in an area where the humidity goes outside of the 40% to 60% relative humidity range, please make sure that you take care of this instrument because it is a solid wood top and it can crack. So don't let that happen to you. Don't let that happen to you. Plan for humidity issues if you live in those areas. Now, again, like almost every import ukulele from China, it could use a little bit wider nut, a little bit sort of thinner, less thick C-shaped neck, but that's what you're going to find with everything. It could use a little more pretty laminate on the back and sides, but still, $65, it's a home run. $30, it's the deal of a lifetime for an ukulele, and this literally could last you a lifetime. Really well built, really great value overall. So yeah, I like this a lot. So as I give ukuleles a rating, I do so between 0 and 5 ukuleles. This one, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. Really, at the $30 price point, it's a 5 out of 5. There's, it's there. But who knows if you'll ever see that $30 value for this again. So at its normal value, it's a 4.5. Not only because of the instrument, the quality it's built with, this bright sound that I like, the gig bag that it comes with it, but also the other things you get, just getting the tuner along with it, getting the choice of whether you want to use these D'Addario strings or you want to use sort of more Nile gut strings that are included with it. It's just, overall, it's just really a great package, even at $65, but again, at this $30, it was really probably the deal of a lifetime on an ukulele. And maybe that'll come back, maybe it won't. We'll never know. All right. Thanks so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.